The Blue Ridge Mountains may look gentle, peaceful, and familiar, but beneath that calm landscape live predators that most people rarely notice. The first is the copperhead, one of the most commonly encountered venomous snakes in the region. Its greatest advantage is camouflage. Its chestnut hourglass markings blend almost perfectly with dead leaves, especially along forest trails in autumn. Instead of immediately fleeing when someone approaches, it may remain completely still, allowing the surrounding ground to hide it. Copperheads are responsible for a large share of venomous snake bites in the United States, yet fatalities are extremely rare. Their venom is valuable to them, so a defensive strike may sometimes contain little or no venom, particularly when the snake does not consider the person prey. The real danger comes when someone steps on the snake or continues moving toward it. Copperheads do not require remote wilderness. They can live around woodpiles, old foundations, mulch, cabins, porches, trailheads, and other places where human development meets forest. Their presence is therefore easy to overlook because people usually imagine dangerous wildlife as something found deep in untouched wilderness. The gray fox creates a completely different kind of surprise. Unlike most members of the dog family, it is an excellent tree climber. Its semi-retractable claws and unusual wrist structure allow it to grip tree trunks and climb high into the canopy. It can rest many feet above the ground on large branches or even occupy abandoned nests. It can also descend headfirst, something unusual among canids. On the ground, the gray fox is equally difficult to notice. It can remain motionless along a rabbit trail while waiting for prey, and when threatened by a larger predator such as a coyote, it can escape vertically into a tree. The trees provide an advantage because coyotes cannot follow it into the same spaces. This makes the gray fox an animal people can overlook simply because they are searching in the wrong direction. The common snapping turtle is another predator hidden by an ordinary appearance. Turtles are often associated with harmless, slow-moving animals, but the snapping turtle is built around patience and sudden power. In ponds, slow rivers, and farm impoundments, it can remain on the bottom beneath mud and vegetation with only its eyes and nostrils exposed. Algae may grow across its shell while it waits almost motionless. Many weigh between 10 and 35 pounds, while larger individuals can become considerably heavier. It does not need to chase prey because it waits for fish, frogs, ducklings, or other animals to come close. Its neck can extend rapidly beyond what the shell seems capable of allowing, and its powerful jaws give the species its name. In water, it generally avoids unnecessary confrontation, but on land it becomes much more defensive because it cannot escape as easily. Adult snapping turtles can live for decades, meaning an individual hidden beneath the surface may have occupied the same environment for many years. The timber rattlesnake is another predator whose reputation can sometimes obscure its real behavior. People expect a rattlesnake to announce itself with a loud rattle, but timber rattlesnakes frequently depend first on camouflage. Their gray and black patterns blend into leaves, rocks, and forest floors. A person may approach surprisingly close without hearing anything. Many bites occur when someone accidentally steps on a snake or deliberately tries to handle or move it. Timber rattlesnakes can become large, with some reaching more than 6 feet. Their venom can cause serious injury, although modern treatment has made deaths uncommon. They are also slow-growing animals, with females taking years to mature and reproducing relatively infrequently. That slow life cycle makes populations vulnerable to persecution and habitat loss. Beyond their role as predators, timber rattlesnakes can influence forest ecosystems by feeding on rodents. Rodents can carry ticks, so reducing their numbers may indirectly influence the spread of tick-borne disease. These 4 animals demonstrate different forms of concealment. The copperhead disappears into leaves, the gray fox disappears into trees, the snapping turtle disappears beneath water and mud, and the timber rattlesnake disappears into forest debris. None needs to chase people, because they're surviving. The great horned owl takes concealment into the night sky. It is a powerful predator that hunts after dark, and its flight is remarkably quiet. The edges of its wing feathers help disturb airflow, reducing the sound produced as it flies. This allows the owl to approach prey without giving an obvious warning. Its talons provide another indication of its strength. The owl can use its powerful grip to capture animals considerably larger than the small birds many people imagine when they hear the word owl. Its prey can include skunks, cats, waterfowl, other birds of prey, and other owls. A documented nest contained the remains of numerous skunks, showing how capable this predator can be. Great horned owls also have an unusual seasonal strategy. They begin nesting during winter, sometimes while snow remains on the mountains and temperatures are below freezing. This timing allows young owls to begin hunting when spring brings increased prey availability. During daylight, people may notice groups of crows loudly harassing an owl in a tree. The crows have a reason to be concerned because great horned owls can prey upon them, including when they are sleeping. The fisher provides another example of an animal people may not realize exists in the region. Historically, trapping and logging eliminated fishers from large parts of the central and southern Appalachians. Because people stopped encountering them, the animal became associated with the past. Their return therefore happened almost unnoticed. In the late 20th century, fishers were reintroduced into West Virginia, and populations expanded into surrounding areas. The animal belongs to the weasel family and has a dark, muscular body adapted for movement through forests. Despite its name, it does not primarily catch fish. Its name developed from an old association with the European polecat or finch. Fishers are excellent climbers and can move through trees as well as across the forest floor. One of their most unusual abilities is their capacity to prey on porcupines. They can repeatedly attack around the face, where porcupines cannot protect themselves with quills. Their return also demonstrates how quickly people can form misconceptions about a predator they have forgotten. Stories about fishers entering houses or attacking people circulated in some areas, even though those stories were not supported by reality. The bald eagle represents another kind of invisibility. Unlike the gray fox or fisher, people see its image constantly. It appears on national symbols, official seals, coins, and company logos, so familiar that the real animal can almost disappear behind the symbol. The species itself came dangerously close to disappearing from the lower 48 states. The widespread use of DDT affected aquatic ecosystems and the fish eaten by eagles. Instead of simply killing adult birds, the chemical caused eggshell thinning, preventing many eggs from successfully producing young. By the early 1960s, only a few hundred nesting pairs remained in the lower 48 states. After DDT was banned, the bald eagle population began a major recovery. Today the bird has returned throughout the country and can once again be found around reservoirs, rivers, and mountain waterways. With a wingspan approaching 8 feet, it is a powerful predator capable of catching fish and waterfowl, scavenging carrion, and competing with other birds. One interesting detail is that the dramatic eagle scream commonly heard in movies is usually not the real sound of a bald eagle. Film productions often use the call of a red-tailed hawk because the actual bald eagle's vocalization is much thinner and more chattering. The golden eagle is even more surprising in the Blue Ridge because many people associate the species exclusively with the American West. Yet golden eagles migrate along the Appalachian Mountains during winter. Birds that breed far to the north can travel down the Appalachian spine and spend the colder months in states including West Virginia, North Carolina, and Tennessee. They are among the largest birds of prey in North America, with wingspans around 6 to 7 feet, and can reach extraordinary speeds during hunting dives. Their presence can be difficult to detect because they often use forested ridges, open fields, and high elevations rather than remaining close to people. Researchers have used motion-triggered cameras and baited monitoring sites to document wintering golden eagles that could remain almost invisible to ordinary observers. A person can spend days on a mountain ridge without seeing one, while cameras operating continuously can reveal that the birds are regularly present. The golden eagle therefore shows how wildlife can occupy a landscape without being obvious simply because humans are not watching at the right time or from the right position. The eastern coyote is one of the most important predators in the Blue Ridge because it looks familiar while being different from the animal many people imagine. Western coyotes are generally smaller, while eastern coyotes tend to be heavier and larger. Their history includes interbreeding with wolves and other canids as coyotes expanded eastward. Genetic studies have found mixtures of coyote, gray wolf, eastern wolf, and small amounts of domestic dog ancestry in eastern populations. This history helps explain why eastern coyotes can be larger and more heavily built than their western relatives. They have established themselves across large portions of the eastern United States and have adapted to forests, farmland, suburbs, and landscapes heavily influenced by people. Their success comes partly from adaptability. They can move through forests and along the edges of human communities while remaining difficult to observe. Their nighttime vocalizations are often the first indication that they are nearby. A chorus of yips and howls can make the animal seem more numerous than it actually is, because several individuals can produce a complicated mixture of sounds. The black bear is much larger and far less mysterious, yet people can still fail to treat it like a predator because they become accustomed to seeing it. The Great Smoky Mountains contain a particularly large black bear population. Bears may be visible from roads, especially in areas where visitors expect to see wildlife. That familiarity can create the impression that they are simply part of the scenery. A large male can weigh hundreds of pounds and become substantially heavier before winter as it feeds intensely during autumn. Some individuals can exceed 600 pounds. Despite their size, black bears can move surprisingly quickly, reaching speeds far beyond those of humans. Their paws are also highly dexterous, allowing them to manipulate objects and open things that people might assume are secure. This is one reason wildlife areas repeatedly warn visitors not to leave food or attractants accessible. Bears are also not perfectly inactive throughout winter. Their winter dormancy is lighter than the deep hibernation associated with some other animals, allowing them to wake and move during warmer periods. In the mountains, black bears can even use cavities high inside standing trees as dens, sometimes many feet above the ground. That means a person looking for a bear den on the forest floor may miss the animal entirely while a sleeping bear is directly overhead. The mountain lion, or cougar, is more complicated because its history in the eastern mountains is tied to extinction, sightings, and uncertainty. Cougars once ranged across much of the eastern United States, including the Appalachian region. They hunted deer and other large prey, and the landscape still preserves old names associated with these cats, including mountain and gorge names derived from words for panthers or catamounts. Hunting and habitat changes eventually eliminated the eastern population. Pennsylvania recorded its last confirmed cougar in the 19th century, and the last confirmed eastern cougar was recorded in Maine during the 20th century. In 2018, the U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service officially removed the eastern cougar from the endangered species list and declared the subspecies extinct. Yet reports of large cats continue across the east, and many are investigated and identified as other animals, especially bobcats. A documented case in Connecticut demonstrated that a cougar can travel enormous distances. In 2011, a young male cougar was killed by a vehicle, and genetic testing showed that it had originated in the Black Hills of South Dakota. The animal had traveled roughly 1,500 miles east before reaching Connecticut. That case did not prove that an established eastern cougar population had returned, but it demonstrated that a wild cougar could cross the continent and reach the east. The story of the cougar therefore remains different from the other predators on this list. It is not simply an animal hiding in the forest. It is an animal whose historical presence, official status, and occasional modern evidence create a complicated picture. The Blue Ridge still contains extensive forest and abundant deer, but confirmed evidence of a resident eastern cougar population remains a separate question from individual western cougars traveling east. The bobcat is the predator that most completely disappears into ordinary surroundings. Unlike the cougar, it is not officially absent from the region. Unlike the bald eagle, it is not constantly noticed as a symbol. Unlike the bear, it does not usually attract crowds. Bobcats can live near mountain towns, wooded areas, farms, subdivisions, roads, and other places where forest meets human development. Their greatest advantage is that people often interpret their appearance incorrectly. A bobcat can look like an oversized house cat, especially when seen briefly at dusk or through vegetation. But the physical differences are significant. Bobcats generally weigh far more than domestic cats and have longer legs, larger paws, heavier bones, powerful jaws, and strong claws. Their short tails make them immediately recognizable once a person knows what to look for. Larger bobcats can become surprisingly heavy, particularly in colder northern regions. The Blue Ridge provides the elevated and cooler conditions associated with the larger end of their range. Bobcats are capable predators that rely heavily on ambush. They can remain motionless for long periods, allowing prey to move within striking distance before launching an attack. Their diet can include animals much larger than themselves, and the source script describes bobcats killing full-grown white-tailed deer. Their agility also allows them to climb and clear obstacles quickly. Yet despite these abilities, bobcats generally avoid people. That avoidance is part of the reason sightings remain uncommon even where the animals are present. A bobcat may sit near a trail, at a forest edge, behind a cabin, or in tall grass while a person walks past without realizing anything is there. Taken together, the 12 predators reveal different ways wildlife can remain hidden in a landscape that appears familiar. The copperhead hides through camouflage on the ground. The gray fox escapes upward into trees. The snapping turtle disappears beneath water and mud. The timber rattlesnake blends into leaf litter and rocks. The great horned owl controls the night with silent flight. The fisher returned to forests after people had stopped expecting it. The bald eagle became so familiar as a symbol that people could overlook the living bird itself. The golden eagle remained present during winter despite being associated with western mountains. The eastern coyote expanded into the east while carrying a mixture of canid ancestry that helped make it larger than the familiar western form. The black bear became so common in some mountain landscapes that visitors could begin treating a powerful predator like scenery. The cougar became a ghost because official records declared the eastern subspecies extinct while individual animals could still travel enormous distances into the region. And the bobcat remained quietly established, living close to human communities while rarely being seen. The important point is not that these animals are constantly waiting to attack people. The source emphasizes that deaths from these predators are extremely rare and that most of these animals would rather avoid human attention. Their real story is about adaptation, camouflage, recovery, movement, and the limits of human observation. The Blue Ridge can look peaceful from a road or overlook, but that appearance does not mean the ecosystem is empty. Wildlife can exist only a short distance from houses, roads, cabins, trails, and towns while remaining almost completely unnoticed. A golden eagle can move above a ridge, a black bear can occupy a tree cavity, And a bobcat can wade in grass near a neighborhood without becoming part of the human picture. The animals do not necessarily need to disappear. People simply need to know where and when to look. The Blue Ridge therefore remains a landscape where familiar scenery can conceal powerful predators, not because every shadow contains danger, but because the forest is still active even when